Hey, welcome to BreitWerks. What are you looking at? 1971 2.2 liter air-cooled 911 engine. So next step, we've got the long block assembled. Next step, we're going to put the chain boxes on. And you can see in the 52-year-old metal, there's a lot of porosity here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to get everything cleaned up really well, and we're going to use the same stuff we used to put the case together. So the challenge there is we can only do one side at a time. It needs 24 hours to dry. And you see the glistening on the chain? That is the oil that comes on the chain just in the box. And we cleaned some of that off, but if any of that gets on this surface, so it'll contaminate the sealant. So we're going to flip this guy up and we're going to work from the top. So we're going to get on with cleaning. So we got the left side done, 1 through 3. I forgot how handsy you have to get to be able to get the chain up over. So I was unable to pick up the camera during the install. But basically here you have 2 spring washers, and then here you're using the same lock nuts that you use on the case. So inside here, spring washers and normal nuts. But we've got that. We've got a nice even line there, not too much, just basically wetting the paper gasket with the 730, because this is mag to mag, right? So when we go in here to put that gasket in, it's an aluminum thrust washer against an aluminum head, so we can just use normal 574. But anywhere that there's mag to mag, I like to use the 730. So that way it doesn't leak, or it has much less a chance of weeping as the owner enjoys the hell out of her. So we're gonna let that dry overnight, then we'll flip her over and do the other box. All right, so our sealant has cured overnight, so that's good. Before we flip the engine over to do the other side and let it sit overnight, what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the cam on 1 through 3 side. And these are 3 journal cams. So unless you have good 3 journal cams that can be reground, you'll end up having to put a 4 journal cam. Not a huge deal, it just sits in there and doesn't rub on anything. But we were able to get the originals, and we put a special grind on these, kind of based on an E grind, but just a little bit different. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get the cam inserted. So most of this is gonna be cleaning. So not really a bunch for you guys to see, but we can verify here on the cam rack is where the hole's punched. So we know that this camshaft goes on the 1 through 3 side. So we're gonna get that all cleaned up and installed, and we'll go from there. We got all of our chain boxes installed. We got our cams installed. And one of the other things that we were able to do was check for what's called parallelism, chain sprocket alignment. So this engine came in, when we took it apart, 4 shims on each side. Okay, maybe the right side needed that shim. So we put it back that way, and it was just way, way off. So this guy needed the 3 shims, like the 4 on the left, 3 on the right. But then this guy over here ended up needing 5 shims. So yeah, we ended up using a total of 8 shims, but we've got 5 on this side and 3 on this side. And what that did, that got us to within a tenth of a millimeter over here, and to within 3/1000ths of a millimeter over here. So tolerance is, on the older motors, plus minus 0.5. On the newer aluminum stuff, they use a different shim. You want to get it down to 0.25. So my goal on this was to get to 0.25, and we did. So we are golden. So this little guy, we are going to load him up with all of the Digidick stuff so that we can time the cams, but we'll make another video about that. But yeah, the next step is get in here and time these cams. So as of this point, we're doing good. We like this little motor. We call it Franz. Have a fantastic day, and check us out at BreitWerks.com.